Hi there and welcome to the Dr. Creepy channel. Welcome to our movie review marathon where we tackle 3 movies. I hope you enjoy. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll join our community of paranormal enthusiasts and ensure you never miss an episode of our spine-tingling explorations. Disclaimer. This content is protected by the Copyright Act of 1976. But for now, enjoy the show.
Look, George. Some child left their doll in the elevator.
Now leave it alone. Whoever left it there will come back looking for it.
Ugly doll. You.
Child's Play 1988, a cult classic that redefined horror. Child's Play, released in 1988, is a horror film that has since become a cult classic, spawning a franchise that has endured for over 3 decades. Directed by Tom Holland and written by Don Mancini, the film introduced the world to the iconic character of Chucky, a doll possessed by the spirit of a serial killer. The film's premise is simple yet chilling. A dying serial killer, Charles Lee Ray Brad Dourif, uses voodoo to transfer his soul into a popular children's doll. The doll Chucky is then purchased by a single mother as a birthday gift for her son, Andy Alex Vincent. What follows is a terrifying game of cat and mouse as Chucky seeks to continue his murderous spree while trying to transfer his soul into Andy's body. Child's Play was a commercial success, grossing over $44 million against a budget of $9 million. It was also well received by critics who praised its blend of horror and dark humor. Success can be attributed to its unique premise, which tapped into the primal fear of inanimate objects coming to life. The film's cultural impact cannot be overstated. Chucky quickly became a pop culture icon, joining the ranks of other horror legends like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. The film also spawned a franchise that includes 6 sequels, a television series, and a reboot. The sequels, while varying in quality, have managed to keep the franchise alive and relevant. They have explored different aspects of Chucky's character and expanded the mythology of the series. The most recent sequel, Cult of Chucky in 2017, was praised for its inventive kills and self-referential humor.
And they call me sick?
Wait a minute, there's 2 of them?
A true classic never goes out of style.
The future of the Child's Play franchise looks promising. In 2019, a reboot of the original film was released, introducing a new generation to the terror of Chucky. While the reboot received mixed reviews, it was a commercial success, indicating that there is still an audience for this franchise. Moreover, a television series, Chucky, premiered in 2021. The series, created by Don Mancini, serves as a continuation of the original film series and has been praised for its blend of horror and dark comedy.
Chucky, wanna play?
Don Mancini, the creator of Child's Play, deserves special mention. Mancini has been involved in every installment of the franchise, either as a writer or director. His vision and creativity have been instrumental in keeping the franchise fresh and engaging. Mancini's ability to balance horror and humor while also exploring deeper themes, like the nature of evil, has made Child's Play more than just a typical slasher film. In conclusion, Child's Play is a seminal horror film that has left an indelible mark on pop culture. Its unique premise, memorable villain, and blend of horror and dark humor have ensured its status as a cult classic. The film's enduring popularity, as evidenced by its successful franchise, is a testament to the creativity of its creator, Don Mancini.
It ain't the size that counts, asshole. It's what you do with it.
That's a wrap, my dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on this spine-chilling journey into the world of Dr. Creepy. Remember, when darkness falls, don't forget to check under your bed. Stay tuned for more hair-raising tales and bone-chilling adventures. Until next time, keep your wits about you and your nightlight shining bright. Dr. Creepy always says, fear is just a figment of your imagination. Or is it farewell, my brave souls, and may your dreams be delightfully eerie?
You're a dead meat slime bag. Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
Chilling exploration of the top 10 facts about the infamous Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise. Prepare to delve into the dark and twisted world of this iconic slasher as we uncover intriguing details about his origins, evolution, and enduring legacy, from his tragic beginnings to his relentless pursuit of victims. But before we dive into the darkness, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our spine-chilling content. It's a small click for you, but for us, it really means a lot.
Fact 1.
The origins of Jason Voorhees.
The origins of Jason Voorhees, the iconic antagonist from the Friday the 13th franchise, can be traced back to the tragic events that unfolded at Camp Crystal Lake. In the original film, Friday the 13th, 1980, Jason is introduced as a young boy who drowned due to the negligence of camp counselors. This incident sets the foundation for his vengeful spirit, as his mother, Pamela Voorhees, seeks revenge on those she holds responsible for her son's death.
Well, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies.
Jason's initial demise and his mother's subsequent rampage lay the groundwork for the horror that would follow in the sequels. While Jason's drowning is the catalyst for his transformation into a vengeful force, it is his mother's actions that truly shape his character. In Friday the 13th, 1980, Pamela Voorhees becomes the primary antagonist, driven by her grief and desire for retribution. She takes on the role of the killer, donning a disguise and eliminating anyone who dares to reopen Camp Crystal Lake. Pamela's motive and her twisted bond with her deceased son add a layer of complexity to the franchise, setting it apart from other slasher films of the time. As the franchise progresses, Jason Voorhees emerges as the central figure, embodying the spirit of vengeance that his mother initially sought. In subsequent films, it is revealed that Jason did not actually drown, but survived, living in the woods surrounding Camp Crystal Lake. His physical appearance evolves, showcasing his resilience and supernatural abilities. From a deformed child to a towering undead killer, Jason's transformation reflects his enduring presence and his relentless pursuit of those who dare to enter his domain. The origins of Jason Voorhees, rooted in tragedy and fueled by vengeance, have become an integral part of his character and the enduring legacy of the Friday the 13th franchise.
I used to work for the Christies.
Act 2. The Hockey Mask. In the Friday the 13th franchise, Jason Voorhees acquired his iconic hockey mask in the third film, appropriately titled Friday the 13th Part 3, 1982. Prior to this installment, Jason had been portrayed wearing a burlap sack over his head to conceal his deformed features. However, it was in Part 3 stumbled upon his signature mask. During the film, Jason encounters a character named Shelly, who is known for his practical jokes. Shelly, in an attempt to scare his friends, dons a hockey mask. Little did he know that this innocent prank would forever change the course of Jason's appearance. After a confrontation with Shelly, Jason claims the mask for himself, recognizing its potential to strike fear into the hearts of his victims. From that moment on, the hockey mask became synonymous with Jason Voorhees, solidifying its place as one of the most recognizable symbols in horror cinema. The mask not only conceals Jason's deformed face, but also adds an eerie and menacing quality to his character, enhancing the terror he instills in his victims. Thus, the chance encounter with Shelley and his hockey mask in Friday the 13th Part 3 forever altered the visual identity of Jason Voorhees. Act 3. The Many Faces of Jason. The transformation of Jason Voorhees from human to zombie occurs in the sixth film, Friday the 13th Part 6.
Jason Lives released in 1986. After being resurrected by a bolt of lightning, Jason emerges from his grave as an undead force of nature. This transformation marks a significant shift in his character, as he becomes even more relentless and unstoppable in his pursuit of victims. As a zombie, Jason gains enhanced strength, durability, and an ability to withstand seemingly fatal injuries. His physical appearance also undergoes a notable change, with his skin taking on a decayed and rotting appearance. This transformation amplifies the horror and supernatural elements of the franchise, elevating Jason's status from a mere human killer to an unstoppable force of evil. The zombie version of Jason Voorhees becomes a formidable and iconic figure, solidifying his place as one of the most enduring and terrifying villains in horror cinema. Throughout the subsequent films in the franchise, Jason's zombie persona remains a constant, further cementing his supernatural nature and making him an even more formidable adversary. The transformation from human to zombie not only adds a new layer of terror to the character, but also allows for creative and gruesome kills, as Jason's undead status enables him to execute acts of violence that defy the limits of human capability. Fact 4. The final girl trope. The Friday the 13th franchise is renowned for its use of the final girl trope, a common narrative device in horror films where one female character survives the killer's onslaught and often confronts the antagonist in the climax. The series has introduced several memorable final girls, each of whom has left a lasting impact on the franchise and the horror genre as a whole. The first final girl in the series is Alice Hardy, portrayed by Adrienne King in the original Friday the 13th, 1980. Alice is the sole survivor of Pamela Voorhees' murderous rampage, and she ultimately confronts and decapitates Pamela in the film's climax. Alice's character set the standard for future final girls in the franchise, showcasing bravery, resourcefulness, and resilience in the face of terror. However, unlike many final girls who survive to appear in sequels, Alice is killed off in the opening scene of Friday the 13th Part 2, 1981, marking a departure from the traditional final girl trope. In subsequent films, the franchise introduces other final girls, including Ginny Field in Part 2, Chris Higgins in Part 3, and Trish Jarvis in the final chapter. Each of these characters embodies the spirit of the final girl, surviving Jason's attacks and often playing a crucial role in his temporary defeat. The final girls of the Friday the 13th franchise are not only survivors but also fighters, often using their intelligence and resourcefulness to outwit Jason and live to see another day. Their characters add depth to the franchise, providing a human element amidst the horror and serving as a beacon of hope in the face of relentless terror. Fact 5. The body counts. The Friday the 13th franchise is notorious for its high body count, with Jason Voorhees being one of the most prolific killers in horror cinema. Over the course of 12 films, Jason has racked up an impressive number of victims, each dispatched in a variety of gruesome and creative ways. In the original Friday the 13th, 1980, the body count stands at 10, but it's worth noting that Jason is not the killer in this film. Instead, it's his mother, Pamela Voorhees, seeking revenge for her son's death. However, from Friday the 13th, Part 2, 1981 onwards, Jason takes over as the primary antagonist, and the body count begins to rise significantly. By the end of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan 1989, Jason's body count had reached over 80 victims. This number continued to grow with each subsequent film, with Jason's most lethal outing being Jason X in 2001, where he dispatched 28 victims. The franchise's high body count is one of its defining characteristics, contributing to its reputation as a quintessential slasher series. Jason's relentless pursuit of his victims and his creative methods of dispatching them have become a hallmark of the series, making each new installment a guessing game of who will survive and who will fall victim to Jason's wrath. As of the latest film, the total body count across the entire franchise stands at an astonishing 181, solidifying Jason Voorhees' status as one of cinema's most prolific killers. Fact 6. The legacy of Pamela Voorhees. Pamela Voorhees, the mother of Jason Voorhees, plays a pivotal role in the Friday the 13th franchise, particularly in the original 1980 film. Pamela is the primary antagonist of the first movie, driven by a deep-seated desire for revenge following the death of her son, Jason. Jason, who had physical deformities, drowned at Camp Crystal Lake due to the negligence of the camp counselors who were supposed to be watching him. This tragic event fuels Pamela's rage and sets her on a path of vengeance, leading to a killing spree at the camp. Pamela's character adds a unique twist to the slasher genre, as she is not the typical face of horror. As a middle-aged woman, she defies the stereotype of the male killer, bringing a new level of unpredictability and terror to the film. Her character also introduces the concept of a killer, motivated by a mother's love, adding a layer of complexity to the narrative. Despite her brutal actions, Pamela's grief and loss humanize her to some extent, making her a compelling and memorable villain. Her character sets the stage for the horror that unfolds in the subsequent films, as her death at the hands of the final girl, Alice, in the climax of the first movie, triggers Jason's own murderous rampage in the sequels. Fact 7. The crossover universe. The Friday the 13th franchise, featuring the iconic Jason Voorhees, has crossed over into other horror universes, creating a thrilling blend of terror for fans of the genre. The most notable crossover is the 2003 film Freddy vs. Jason, which pits Jason against another horror icon, Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. This film was a long-awaited showdown between two of the most notorious killers in horror cinema, and it was a commercial success, satisfying fans' curiosity about who would win in a fight between these two titans of terror. In Freddy vs. Jason, the two villains are brought together in a plot that involves Freddy, trapped in hell and forgotten by the children of Springwood, manipulating Jason into killing for him to instill fear back into the town. This leads to a power struggle between the two, culminating in a brutal showdown. The film cleverly merges the mythologies of both franchises, with the dream world of Freddy Krueger and the real-world terror of Jason Voorhees. While the film doesn't definitively declare a winner, it provides plenty of thrilling, over-the-top battles that highlight each character's strengths. This crossover not only expanded the universes of both franchises, but also solidified Jason Voorhees' status as a horror icon capable of standing toe-to-toe with other giants of the genre. Fact 8. The Friday the 13th video game. The 2017 video game, Friday the 13th, the game, developed by Ilphonic and published by Gun Media, was met with a mixed response upon its release. The game, which allows players to step into the shoes of either Jason Voorhees or one of the camp counselors trying to survive his onslaught, was praised for its faithful recreation of the franchise's atmosphere and its innovative asymmetrical multiplayer gameplay. The game's graphics, sound design, and the inclusion of various elements from the film series, such as different versions of Jason in various locations from the movies, were lauded by fans and critics alike. The game was successful in capturing the essence of the Friday the 13th franchise and delivering a unique multiplayer experience that was both thrilling and terrifying. However, the game also faced its share of criticism and challenges. Upon release, it was plagued with technical issues, including server problems, bugs, and glitches, which marred the gameplay experience for many players. Additionally, the game's development was hindered by a legal dispute over the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise, which resulted in the cancellation of planned DLC, also known as downloadable content, and future updates. This left many players disappointed and led to a decline in the game's player base. Despite its initial promise and the excitement it generated among fans of the franchise, Friday the 13th, the game ultimately struggled to maintain its momentum due to these issues, leading to a mixed legacy in the realm of horror video games.
Fact 9. The cultural impact. Jason Voorhees, the iconic antagonist of the Friday the 13th franchise, has left an indelible mark on popular culture. With his signature hockey mask, menacing presence, and relentless pursuit of his victims, Jason has become a symbol of horror and fear. His image has been widely recognized and referenced in various forms of media, from movies and television shows to video games and merchandise. Jason's cultural impact extends beyond the realm of horror, permeating into mainstream consciousness and becoming a recognizable figure even for those who may not be avid horror fans. His name has become synonymous with the slasher genre, and his legacy continues to inspire and influence contemporary horror films and characters. Jason Voorhees has become an enduring icon, solidifying his place in today's world as one of the most recognizable and enduring figures in horror cinema. Fact 10. The enduring legacy.
Friday the 13th.
Jason Voorhees is an iconic horror movie character who has left an enduring legacy in the Friday the 13th franchise. Introduced in the original film as a young boy who drowned at Camp Crystal Lake due to neglectful counselors, Jason returns as a vengeful spirit seeking revenge on anyone who dares to enter his territory. With his signature hockey mask and machete, Jason has become synonymous with the slasher genre, terrifying audiences for decades. What sets Jason apart from other horror villains is his relentless pursuit of his victims. He is known for his superhuman strength, resilience, and ability to seemingly come back from the dead. Jason's enduring legacy lies in his ability to strike fear into the hearts of viewers, making him one of the most recognizable and feared characters in horror cinema. Whether it's his chilling presence lurking in the shadows or his brutal and creative kills, Jason Voorhees has become an enduring symbol of terror, ensuring his place in the annals of horror history. Conclusion. Jason Voorhees, the relentless killer from the Friday the 13th franchise, has captivated audiences for decades. From his tragic origins to his enduring legacy, his presence in the horror genre is undeniable. As we've explored these 10 intriguing facts, we've gained a deeper understanding of the character's evolution and the impact he has had on popular culture. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual viewer, Jason Voorhees will forever be etched in the annals of horror history.
And that concludes our journey into the horrific world of Jason, a movie that has inspired me to become an avid fan of the horror genre. Also, what other facts do you think we left out? What do you vividly remember about Jason that terrified you? I'd like to know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this spine-chilling journey into the world of Dr. Creepy. Remember, when darkness falls, don't forget to check under your bed. Stay tuned.
Jesus, Murphy, are you okay?
I'm fine, Anne.
Would RoboCop die if someone shot him in the exposed lower part of his face?
Shoot him in the mouth, splatterbrain.
Cyborg eats bullets, Josh!
Not tonight, he don't.
While RoboCop's body appears quite invincible, fans have often wondered if he can be defeated if someone targets the lower part of his face that is exposed and not covered with a mask. Now that we've explored the first 5 fascinating facts about RoboCop, it's time to dive into the remaining 5 that will further deepen our understanding of this iconic character. In part 2 of our video, we'll uncover more intriguing details about RoboCop's creation, the impact of the film on popular culture, and the enduring legacy it has left behind. I also want to thank you guys for your recent feedback on our last video. If you are interested in watching first top 5 video, I will have the link in the description. Also, I will upload the full 10 facts in a different video sometime soon. So, join us and get ready for an exciting continuation of our exploration into the world of RoboCop.
Dick, you're fired!
Thank you.
Now it's time to erase that mistake.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
But first, before we get into it, please remember to like and subscribe. It's a small click for you, but for us, it really means a lot.
Ryan was in financial trouble.
They immediately wanted to do another one.
RoboDoc, The Creation of RoboCop, is a documentary film that delves into the making of the iconic 1987 science fiction movie RoboCop. But first, here are some fun facts about Ed 209. The documentary provides an in-depth look at the behind-the-scenes process of creating the films, including interviews with the cast, crew, and filmmakers involved.
The film took a radical turn. It was not the original script.
It was dark, and there was a meanness about it.
It was really scary to me.
The documentary explores various aspects of the film's production, shedding light on the development of the story by the casting process and the challenges faced during filming. It delves into the creation of the iconic RoboCop suit, showcasing the intricate design and the technical aspects involved in bringing the cyborg law enforcement officer to life on screen.
One of the greatest challenges I ever had in my entire life to make that work.
Definitely the best robot suit ever.
RoboDoc also examines the visual effects used in the film, highlighting the innovative techniques employed to create the futuristic and gritty world of RoboCop.
Almost every sound in RoboCop was created and recorded originally for the picture.
It explores the impact the movie had on the science fiction genre and its enduring legacy in popular culture, through interviews with key individuals involved in the production, including director Paul Verhoeven, screenwriter Ed Neumeyer, and actor Peter Weller, who portrayed RoboCop. The documentary offers insights into the creative process, the challenges faced, and the cultural significance of RoboCop. The new documentary, RoboDoc, The Creation of RoboCop, has been highly anticipated by fans of the iconic sci-fi franchise. However, the film's release has been delayed for several reasons. Firstly, the production team faced numerous challenges in obtaining the necessary rights and permissions to use copyrighted material from the original RoboCop films. Securing these rights involved complex negotiations with multiple stakeholders, including the film's original creators, production companies, and distributors. Additionally, the documentary delves deep into the behind-the-scenes stories and interviews with the cast and crew, which required extensive research and coordination to gather all the relevant information. This meticulous approach to storytelling, combined with the legal hurdles, has contributed to the delay in the release of this highly anticipated documentary. Furthermore, the filmmakers wanted to ensure that RoboDoc, the creation of RoboCop, would provide a comprehensive and insightful exploration of the franchise's creation. Involved conducting in-depth interviews with key individuals involved in the making of the original RoboCop films, including director Paul Verhoeven, screenwriter Ed Neumeyer, and actor Peter Weller. Coordinating schedules and securing these interviews took time, as the filmmakers aimed to gather as much exclusive and behind-the-scenes content as possible.
Humanity is being squeezed out of us by technology.
The meticulous attention to detail and the desire to present a comprehensive narrative have undoubtedly contributed to the extended timeline for the release of this highly anticipated documentary. Overall, RoboDoc, The Creation of RoboCop, provides fans and film enthusiasts with a comprehensive and behind-the-scenes look at the making of one of the most influential science fiction films of the 1980s.
Don't.
Other actors considered for the role as Alex Murphy. Some of the notable actors who were considered or approached for the role include Rutger Hauer, known for his roles in films like Blade Runner 1982 and The Hitcher in 1986. Hauer was reportedly one of the top choices to play RoboCop.
Quite an experience to live in fear, isn't it? That's what it is to be a slave. Seeing things you people wouldn't believe.
There were scheduling conflicts that prevented him from taking on the role. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the action star, was also considered for the role of RoboCop. However, Schwarzenegger ultimately declined the offer as he felt that the character needed an actor who could convey more vulnerability. Michael Ironside, known for his roles in films like Scanners 1981 and Total Recall 1990, was another actor considered for the role. However, it was decided that his physical presence might overshadow the vulnerability needed for the character. Tom Berenger, the Platoon 86 actor, was reportedly in talks for the role of RoboCop, but negotiations fell through. Ultimately, Peter Weller's casting proved to be a crucial decision, and his performance as RoboCop became iconic. In the 1987 movie RoboCop, the iconic suit worn by actor Peter Weller was not only visually striking, but also incredibly uncomfortable to wear.
And then the suit arrived, and Rob and his entire coterie showed up.
And at that point, it took 8 hours to put Peter Weller into the suit.
The suit, made primarily of fiberglass, weighed around 40 pounds, making it a cumbersome and restrictive piece of attire.
The best robot suit ever.
The chest will be the first thing to react, and then the neck, and then the head.
This weight posed a significant challenge for Weller, as it limited his mobility and made it difficult for him to perform certain actions required for the role. The suit's bulkiness also restricted his ability to move freely, forcing him to adopt a deliberate and robotic gait to maintain the character's robotic appearance.
When the suit came and it was as heavy as it was, and we were already shooting, I could hardly move in it.
So you had two problems the very first day. The suit is very late, and the suit doesn't work, at least not for Peter.
However, the discomfort did not end with the weight of the suit. One of the most significant challenges Weller faced was the lack of ventilation within the suit. With no airflow, the suit quickly became a stifling and suffocating environment. As a result, Weller would often sweat profusely during filming, leading to discomfort and potential health risks. To alleviate this issue, the crew would occasionally have to cut holes in the suit to allow some airflow, but this compromised the suit's appearance and had to be carefully concealed during filming. To add to the discomfort, the RoboCop suit was designed to fit Weller tightly, leaving little room for movement.
When being in that suit, and they'd have to bring in a big, air conditioning hose and try to get some air down into that suit so he could, just not pass out.
This meant that Weller had to be coated in Vaseline before putting on the suit to help him slide into it. The tightness of the suit not only restricted his movements, but also caused chafing and bruising on his body. Despite these challenges, Weller's commitment to the role and his ability to perform in the suit were commendable. His physicality and dedication brought the character of RoboCop to life, making him an enduring and beloved figure in science fiction cinema.
Murphy, it's you. Murphy, it's you.
The production journey of the 1987 film RoboCop took an unexpected turn when the first director, Jonathan Kaplan, left the project. At that time, the script was making its rounds with screenwriters Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner, who were actively seeking potential buyers. Eventually, the script caught the attention of Orion Pictures, the same studio that had previously distributed another iconic cyborg film of the 80s, The Terminator. With Orion Pictures on board, the project seemed to be gaining momentum. However, despite Kaplan initially signing on as the director, his interest in the project waned as script rewrites were taking place. Eventually, he decided to leave RoboCop and instead direct the film Project X. This unexpected departure left the production team in search of a new director who could bring their vision to life. In their quest to find a suitable replacement, the producers approached several acclaimed directors. One of them was Alex Cox, known for his cult classic film Repo Man. Cox's unique style and ability to blend genres made him an intriguing choice for RoboCop. Another director considered for the project was David Cronenberg, who had recently achieved success with his sci-fi horror film The Fly. And yes, oh my God, that David Cronenberg? Cronenberg's penchant for exploring the dark and psychological aspects of humanity made him an intriguing candidate to helm the film. Ultimately, the directorial reins of RoboCop would be handed over to Dutch director Paul Verhoeven, Dutch filmmaker known for his provocative and satirical approach to storytelling. Verhoeven's involvement would prove to be a turning point for the film, as his distinct vision and willingness to push boundaries would contribute to RoboCop's unique blend of action, social commentary, and dark humor. While the departure of Jonathan Kaplan may have initially caused uncertainty, the subsequent search for a new director opened the door to exciting possibilities and ultimately led to the creation of a sci-fi classic. According to fan and film theorists, the question of how much of RoboCop is human is a subject of debate and interpretation. Many people believe that Alex Murphy's head was transplanted onto RoboCop's body, but in fact, it's only his face we now see on RoboCop.
Robo team and Paul Verhoeven and Ed Neumeier had all come up with the concept that there would be such a potential for psychological disruption. Even if you would supposedly wipe someone's memories and emotions, they still might have some kind of residual humanity where if they looked at themselves as a complete robot with no relation to their past organic form, they completely freak out and have a psychotic breakdown.
It's called
In the film, RoboCop is portrayed as a cyborg, a combination of human and machine elements. The character, originally named Alex Murphy, is a police officer who is critically injured and subsequently transformed into RoboCop. Some theorists argued that RoboCop retains a significant amount of his humanity despite his cybernetic enhancements. They emphasize his memories, emotions, and moral compass as evidence of his human essence. These theorists view RoboCop as a symbol of the struggle between man and machine.
Oh, Doc, no.
Have you seen what he did to me? Have you seen?
Oh no, my bad, wrong movie.
Jesus, Murphy, are you okay?
I'm fine, and...
Would RoboCop die if someone shot him in the exposed lower part of his face?
Shoot him in the mouth, splatterbrain.
Cyborg eats bullets, Jock!
Not tonight, he don't.
While RoboCop's body appears quite invincible, fans have often wondered if he can be defeated if someone targets the lower part of his face that is exposed and not covered with a mask. Murphy's lower part of the face was left as it is to give RoboCop a sense of humanity and to even honor Murphy's contribution to the creator of this cyborg. However, RoboCop cannot be defeated if anyone shoots him in the exposed part of his face, since his skull is made of metal and other alloys. While his face had a human appearance, there was a metal skull underneath the mask of flesh, and no bullet or weapon could penetrate through this metal and destroy him. Exploring themes of identity, free will, and the nature of humanity. On the other hand, there are theorists who argue that RoboCop is primarily a machine with only fragments of his human self remaining. They focus on his robotic appearance, mechanical movements, and the fact that his brain and body have been heavily modified. These theorists see RoboCop as a representation of the dehumanization and loss of individuality in a technologically advanced society. Ultimately, the interpretation of how much of RoboCop is human is subjective and open to individual analysis. The film intentionally raises questions about the nature of humanity and the boundaries between man and machine, allowing for different perspectives and theories to emerge among fans and film theorists. Concludes our journey into the fascinating world of the 1987 movie RoboCop. Also, what other facts do you think we left out? What do you vividly remember from the movie RoboCop? Well, thank you for joining me as we explored the top 5 mind-blowing facts about this iconic film. And that's a wrap. My dear viewers, thank you so much for joining me on this spine-chilling journey into the world of Dr. Creepy. Remember, when darkness falls, don't forget to check under your bed. Stay tuned for more hair-raising tales and bone-chilling adventures. Until next time, keep your wits about you and your nightlight shining bright. Thank you for watching our show. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos here in the playlist.